Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are having a great day. Let me know if you guys can hear my mic, and we'll begin shortly. All right, let's begin. All right. So today is Monday, February 27th. Um, and we have our economic reports are at 8:30 a.m., which should have just happened 3 minutes ago. We had consumer durable goods, and at 10 a.m. we will have pending home sales. So this is just for today. This is the data that is most relevant. And as far as earnings go, we do have Zoom after hours, Oxy, and some other companies there as well. All right. So on Sunday, we released our newsletter. This is our second one to date. So we will be going over it here, showing you guys the setups. And here we have Walmart. So for Walmart, this idea for that we will be watching throughout the week is we have our nice little support wedge. We have our breakouts, but they're false. They're all wicks. No full body candle below it. And we have a still a low here, lower high, ultimately creating a new support in the case that we do end up breaking out. We can achieve that price. We have a little mini demand at this price, 138.35. We also have this supply that I want to watch out for main short positions. Although we do have a resistance at 144.42, we can take calls at. The risk to reward ratio on that call position is a lot higher, while the shorting risk reward can be a lot more profitable. So a lot higher reward. Risk may still be high, but the I do like how it looks for the short side. As far as higher low or lower lows go, we do need to break the red support, um, and then ultimately touch towards that demand again, where we do see buyers have strong influence at. So here's our analysis. We are considering this a low risk, high reward, as in the option chain we have a 43 delta, $43 delta, which is $43 per dollar move. We have a 3 to 4 point price target, which means our reward is somewhere less than 200 to about 150, a little less than 150. So the reward, compared to what the option chain is going for, is fairly high. And so we have our target set, our safe sells, our main goal, our diamond hands, and we will be watching this throughout the week. Our main short position is looking to take it at the um, supply. All right. And we have our analysis on what is expected to go on. And so we may see a test, a rebound, a break, and then a full on break on support. So we'll see. Next, we have the chip sector. We have AMAT. AMAT has a rising wedge. We see here it has a little supply. Currently can be formed as a demand, but we'll see how it reacts. This plot is going to be really interesting to see what it does. But this rising wedge, as you guys know, it is a trend reversal pattern, so I would like to see it break below and then use that 108 support as a rebound level, which would be our safe sell or ultimately first price target. And just for confirmations, if we can retest the demand and show that sellers are strong, our main position can be added there. But if you want to continue holding, you can all the way down to 106.04. But as you know, the retest levels are key. It'd be considered a breaker block level, therefore, probability of us going lower is a lot higher. So I'll definitely be watching for a mat opportunity there. All right, we got our mid risk, mid reward with a $46 per delta, um, and a 2 point to 5 point return. So depending on the option contract cost, you'd make $46 per. All right, let's move down. We got crowd. We got our tech sector. Crowd ascending triangle, gray formation here. We have a gap all the way up here due to earnings, which has a great possibility of being filled once we get there. So what I'd like to see this week is a break above 120.50 for a price target of 136 overall, but main would be 125.57. As we see, that's pre-gap entry, but we also have a safe sell position at 122.75, which is just a support used in the past, and now we're going to use it as a safe spot to trim if anything were to happen there. So this is our crowd position that we'll be watching. If we can get to gap fill, that'd be amazing. So we'll just see how the price action does throughout the week. And it is mid risk, mid and high reward. If we do getting it, we got a 4 to 15 point price target move, and we got a $48 delta. And last but not least, on the stock list, we got the EV sector, Tesla. Tesla, we're looking at a two possibilities, more leaning towards the bear side, or actually the bull side for this. And for this, we're looking at the bull side because we have a demand, but we also have this low here, lower high, lower high, and lower high support. So the potential of us gaining that volume throughout the week, especially as we had a very bearish week last week, we can push up, break towards 202.95. Retest is always showing signs of strength we bounce back, and then we hit 205.81 for our main goal. So we'll see how we do. This one is a little higher risk end. We know that Tesla is a stock that costs a lot. Therefore, their delta is going to be fairly even. So we'll just have to see now for the bearish scenario. If we do break support and if we do go below the demand, we'd like to see 189.52 to 187.73. That would mean we'd achieve lower lows. Therefore, we probably can go lower below 187.73. It's just a support to watch out for to see how we do there. All right, so let's we got our little rules and entry plans and all that there. We got next future section. We have our ES 15-minute frame. We're looking at what is going to happen intra week, but also within the next few days, because ES is something that is drastically changing. Therefore, we have really no control. And for us, we were looking at a bear flag. With this bear flag, you would like to see it go lower. But we also have pre-market data that came out. Therefore, it has been affected. We'll check it in a moment. But on the bullish scenario, which is what it's currently looking like it's setting out to do, we're looking for a push towards bear flag resistance, retest at bear flag support. If not, it breaks. We'll still have this support here at 3975 to watch out for. And then we have our push up, where we would like to see a continuation all the way towards demand. This supply is an area of sellers, so we will watch out for sellers active at that spot. As far as the entry week goes, we do have multiple supports to watch out for. This demand overall is strong, and we also have another supply up here that we will watch out for later in the week. All right. For SPX, it's a little blurry. All these charts are a little blurry. You can find the links down here to each chart to find a little more clear. We'll actually go in here and check out SPX's link. Now we got a little clearer chart. We're looking at a bear flag as well. We're looking at another bear flag. Possibility for this one I have a little zoomed out. It's on the 1 hour. We're going to look at a resistance at 3974 with a gap above. I'd like to see us fill these gaps as we continue on the week. But if we do break the bear flag, we have to watch out for this demand down here at 3906. This demand is fairly strong. We see it throughout the week back here, daily frame. So we will watch out for buyers down here. But these gaps, as we fill out 4015, you are going to see some sellers around 4017 as well. If we continue around the week, then we have a gap up here that we have to watch fill. But these orange points that I'm looking at are areas of reversal that I want to see. So 4090, that spot right there, we have a mass, our uh, most latest or earliest gap. So I would like to see us reject that spot if we do get there. We have our bounce spot here that I was watching for. We'll see if this spot turns a support or we use it as a resistance. As you guys can see, this was our previous week support here. So we'll definitely look into what SPX does throughout the week. And let's move on to charting each individual stock. Looks like ES is experiencing a pump. So we got some volume coming in. But overall, let's look at what it's done so far pre-market based off our analysis. We have our expected push. Using this resistance somewhat as a support or as a resistance, and then we come back down, we retest that level, it confirmed right there, and then we continue. So we hit our goal. Now expecting what's next appear to be sell off level. So we'll definitely watch that for today. Looks like it followed through pre-market, but we want to see it continue throughout the day, following exactly our plan. So let's look at what we will be able to do today. So we have our 4023 seems to be a great strong sell level. But overall 4034 is the price that we got to watch for mass sellers. We got here and here. So if today we do end up pushing either sell reject here, or a sell reject here. It all depends on the amount of volume that comes in throughout the day, and we will be looking at possible other exits. We now have this area here, 4056, small support on the hourly, and then we have our small demand or supply here, and then another supply up here. We'll add levels throughout the week as long as I start seeing some more price action and possibilities. I did clear out the chart from last week, starting fresh new, and looking for more levels that can be very useful. We're gonna look for intraday levels and add on to them, see what is being a level reject or rebound. So that's our ES chart. We went over SPX, and our main goal probably for today will be we'll probably gap up quite a amount, but we have this gap to fill. If sellers are interested today, it's going to be up here, so be very mindful of that. As far as buyers were really strong on Friday at 3948, so be mindful of that as well. So our range for this day is going to be this whole box. If buyers are going to open gap up, my my best assumption, my best expectation will be for us to fill and then sell off and then fill the gap that we're opening at. So definitely be mindful of that as well. All right, so that's our SPX. Now we'll move on to the individual stocks itself. We got Costco. Costco demand right here. Not only is it a demand, but it's also a retracement and a resistance bounce. So we'll definitely be watching for buyers there. Last week I wanted to take a swing call, but since it was the weekend, I didn't really want to swing anything into the weekend. But this week, if we get potential to go back down here and bounce, that would be awesome. We're probably going to gap up a little bit, but Costco is definitely a stock to be watching, especially down here. If we get to the 449 level this week, it will be a strong buy. We have this retracement that is also very strong, and we'll just see how Costco does throughout the week. I'm constantly looking for opportunities here. It is a great stock to trade, so I'm going to be looking forward for this one. Then we got our Nvidia. Nvidia looks to be hitting higher highs. I probably won't touch it. We have this 245 reject on the daily, so we'll just let it do its thing for this today. If we do see setups tomorrow, then I will look into taking something. We got our rejects up here, and then breakthroughs there. So it might retest and then reject. I'll definitely be watching for that. And yeah, that's it for Nvidia for today. Someone said, can I talk about Tesla again? So we'll go over that just again right here. Looks like we're gapping up today. We looked at a breakout pre-market gap. Now we want to see a retest. If anything, as you guys know, Tesla's pattern for the week has been pre-market touch or pre-market high touch, and then sell. We see that example over here. Pre-market high, high of day, absolute sell-off, and then I'm trying to find some recent ones. Not sure that I see any recently, so there could be a shift and change, but we'll look at how it does. We got some similar ones here, some similar ones there, and I believe there was one recently here somewhere. Right here, yeah. Pre-market high, high of day, reject. So if we can see the same thing, if we can try to push up to around here, this resistance to 2.95, and then reject, I would like to see us bounce right around using that support as, or resistance as a support. Um, Overall, we haven't hit a higher high yet pre-market. So if we do in the day, then we show strength. If we don't, then that shows sellers are still active. Therefore, we are probably going to continue down. We do have these resistances though to achieve higher high. If we can get above this right here, then we can hit higher highs. So it's going to be a really interesting watch. We have our mass sell here for overall price target if you guys want to scalp there. We have mass selling here, mass selling here. So just definitely watch out for 205. Now we'll mark it down. Alright. Let's move on. We got the bearish side if you guys want me to talk about that. We have our lower lows. Nothing yet to be done. So we'll probably see if later in the day, if instead of using that as a support, we break through and we go lower. That will be interesting. We got our demand here, so it is a lot stronger. So we'll see. We got our meta. We want to actually reset this chart. And we want to look for if meta is, let's go for hour. Is meta's wedge resistance looking better? I want to see if the resistance itself, is this something we should be patient on, or if it already did its breakout. Let's see. Alright, so we'll go on to the hour. Still got that nice support or falling wedge. I would like to see I want to see what looks better strength wise. Alright, we'll just leave it like this. We'll see how it does later in the week. And if it does have any interest, we'll look into taking some calls or rejects depending on how the price action looks. I'll just leave it here for now. As of what I'm looking for right now, pre-market high looks to be forming from yesterday's previous pre-market high, Friday's pre-market high. We also have resistance here to watch out for, so I'll list a few levels. We got something like this. We got something like this. Anything else? We got that maybe. We got a reject there. And yeah, a few rejects up here. Overall, that's a demand or supply. So, yeah, we'll leave that there for now. And let's move on. We got our Apple stock. Apple absolutely ripping pre-market. I'm going to remove all drawings. We know that we have strength down here at 145.77. So if buyers are interested there, we could be also interested. Let's see. Possible resistance here. Small one. We got our high here. Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So maybe we can retest it. If we do, we break. We could probably continue. So it's not a bad setup. We could definitely watch out for that. As far as supports go or any pattern related, not sure I'd see any. So I'll leave it there. I'll leave it just like this. I'll probably set an alert. If we do test, we break. I may take some calls depending on price action, but we also got to be aware of other things. All right. So that's our Apple. We'll move on to Amazon. Amazon's low price action. Um, Probably gonna have to clear chart here as well and look for what we're watching. Let's look for resistance side of it first. There's a lot of information for that. So we got our high here. Looks like we're breaking pre-market already, but this can lead to us knowing a few things. So let's go and look for levels resistance wise. We got right here possibly. Seems to be a buy level for investors. So we'll actually mark this with a zone. Something like this. Now the reason why that's our low isn't because of this. It's not because of that. It's actually because of this candle right here. We have our break, then retest, and then push. If you guys need me to zoom in, we'll see it a little closer. Right there. So, and this is our low here too. So, looks like buyers are interested at that price. All of this. So we'll have to see where are we going to go if we do push. We got our buyers down here, retest, we bounce, buyers up here, then we go down, we buy back. Every time we hit this level, we seem to have a significant push. So maybe we can see the same for Amazon today. So that doesn't look like a bad setup at all. I'll definitely be watching it to see how we do. So let's move this. Let's look for price targets. We got one right there. We got a possible price target. Let's look for better ones here. I don't see much under this. Maybe this one here. I'll leave that one there. We got the reason for that one is right here we got a little reject. Right here we got a bounce. Right here we got small breakthrough rejects coming back up. So that's a long wick there. We have our bounces here. And then small body candle reject. So we may see a continuation there, reject, a continuation, then reject, and then up. Overall volatility is expected up here. Continuation is expected here. So we'll have to see how we do there. But as far as any other resistances go, any other possible price targets we have, possibly this one. Let's look at it. We'll go for this high, and then we'll go for. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at 98.43, just because of that resistance, and then up here, and then right here. So we also got a bounce right there twice. So it looks like a good solid level. We'll have a breakout on watch. We already broke out pre-market, but if we can get a higher high, maybe see some more strength coming in, that could lead us to interest. So we'll see. We'll leave it there for now. We got AMD. AMD, if we go on the daily, AMD has been somewhat of an interesting watch. So I'll be seeing what it does here. We bounced off retracement on, I believe this was Wednesday last week. So we'll definitely be seeing how it reacts. I'm not really interested too much in AMD down here as I am up here. So if we do end up getting in this range, I want to start shorting. I believe that the sellers are extremely active down here, and I don't really see AMD currently being valued over that 90 mark. So I'll definitely be watching to see if we do push. We can see some rejections here for puts. This is also a retracement. This is earnings rejection. So I'll have that on alert if we can get up there. And we can take some rejections, short it down. Relatively weak, as we see the sell-offs have been very strong. These run-ups have been very slow, but it's definitely been gaining up there. So maybe today we may see a little push. Overall, I want to see a rejection there. This whole range, though, mass sellers that I do want to be very careful of taking any trade near um, until we hit to this spot right around here where we can start taking some puts off recent supply. Um, so I'll be patient. We'll look at how it does later in the week. I'll have that alert set. If we do cross, we can definitely keep it on watch. So let's move on. We got our Netflix. Netflix low. Looks like 314 was a bounce last week. Um, we have our rejection level set. As far as interest in this, we have mass sell-off there. So far, I'm not really interested in Netflix. I've seen their option chain contracts. They're a little expensive and their deltas are a little low. They may have changed, so it can do a recheck. But as far as setup goes, I don't see much other than this support. We can form some resistances based off of previous high. I actually want to check one thing before I do that. Want to check one thing. Now, as far as reliability for this one, let's see if we can get it back. Okay, so it doesn't look too bad. We have a reject right here. One, we have our reject overall over here. We have our bounce here. So breaker block, we come right back in and we test. We have our retest down here, bounce, break. So if we do end up getting up here, we can try and take a short. Just reliability on this one looks a little bit hesitant. So we'll see. We'll have it an alert set. Main sellers are up here, so we have to be aware of that. Could be some buying here and then back holding, causing a break. So we'll really see on how it does. All right. So let's move on to HD. HD perfect bounce off that 292. This was on Friday, so we missed that one. As far as what it can do, we'll actually look at this resistance that it seems to have been built, and we'll probably see if this is something of interest later today. So yeah, we got this resistance. I'm willing to bet that we do break it, but as far as how much we'll rally, that's a little different because we do have this earning gap here. So we can hit higher highs. Probably resistance take profit will be at this high to 300, and then we have this gap, all this gap to be filled. We can probably achieve 304, and then this month-long demand will look for a reject if we do end up getting up there. But yeah, we'll watch this resistance. I personally won't take anything off of it, but it does look interesting if anybody is interested out there. Microsoft, not much I'm looking at here. I see a lot better setups out there, so I'm probably not gonna trade anything off this. BA's at that spot that I'm really interested in. This buy spot right here. We did break 201.199 with ease, but now we're starting to see some buying down here, which, as you guys know, 2 weeks ago we had this on watch, this rising wedge, and it ended up just falling, breaking it, and just continue. So this week I want to see if buyers are going to be interested down here, or if this gap is still the goal for investors. So we'll see how it does. I think it's gonna take a little bit of a breather. So the possibility of us bouncing is very high, rather than us continuing lower. But we'll see. Disney, I'm just gonna leave it there. Google broke my support. Looks like it's at that demand so it could bounce. We did break the other day, so on Friday. As far as lower low goes, we can see 86, 85 for a bounce. But I'll just leave it there for now. Like we talked about, our Walmart is on watch for this day, for this week. So we'll definitely see how we do there. And then we got PayPal. PayPal broke resistance twice. Never a full, complete continuation. No higher highs yet. So I want to see if this week will be a little different. We'll see how it reacts. Now let's go on to SQ. SQ small resistance there. I don't really like trading SQ recently. Their option contracts don't move as well. So we'll definitely see if there's any liquidity there where we can take advantage of that. So we'll move on from there. We got our Roku demand after their earnings. I like the 61 spot. I don't like how we'll see. We'll see how it does there. I mainly like this demand the supply for rejections, so I'll be waiting there patiently. Now let's move on. So I think we'll end it here. We got our crowd watch for today. We got our 120.50 to watch out for, and we got our AMAT support to watch out for as well. This is all the week, so we'll see how we all do. It is 9:05 almost, so I will be ending this here. As you guys know, it's Monday, so be very, very patient. Trade smart, trade safe, and of course, let me know if you guys have any questions. DM me, my inboxes are always open. So have a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. No problem. Peace.